What's up, guys? It's Rob here, and today we need to talk about some really crazy developments in the whole Joe Rogan controversy and some really crazy developments for Rumble or Cfvi stock because it is absolutely blowing up. You can see the chart right here. It's up 37% on the day we started, where we closed the day prior around 1280, and now we're at 1759. So anyone buying into this stock before now has made a ton of money. Now, this is the SPAC that's going to be taking the company Rumble public. In fact, you're probably watching this on Rumble if you're watching this at all. So you already know the value of the platform, but a lot of people are expecting that a lot more value is about to flow into Rumble because of this guy right here, Joe Rogan, okay? A lot of people have been talking about him as of late and in a somewhat negative way, but there are actually some very positive developments that have just occurred regarding Joe Rogan and Rumble. So we're going to talk about that. Now, the first thing and the most important thing is that Rumble offers Joe Rogan $100 million to bring his show to the video platform. So the important thing to understand about this is that way long ago in the past, Joe Rogan signed a $100 million contract with Spotify. It took his podcasts off YouTube and all the other places that they would normally show and put them exclusively on Spotify. So now Rumble is matching the deal, offering Joe Rogan $100 million. And we actually have the tweet from Rumble itself, from the official Rumble Twitter account. Feel free to follow it. And this letter from the CEO, Chris Pavlovski. You can actually see it right here. He says, Joe Rogan and the Joe Rogan Experience. Dear Joe, we stand with you, your guests, and your legion of fans in desire for real conversation. So we'd like to offer you 100 million reasons to make the world a better place. How about you bring all your shows to Rumble, both old and new, with no censorship for $100 million over 4 years? This is our chance to save the world, and yes, this is totally legit. Sincerely, Chris Pavlovski. So, really cool stuff. Feel free to tweet this and retweet this all over the internet because I am sure that a ton of people would love to see Joe Rogan joining the Rumble team. In fact, this is something that we were actually talking about in the live stream this morning. We were talking about the whole Joe Rogan situation at Spotify and the developments that have been going on ever since. And a lot of people were potentially speculating that Joe Rogan might be coming onto Rumble if he does end up getting censored at Spotify. And this makes that a lot more appealing to Joe, right? Because currently he has that $100 million contract at Spotify. He doesn't want to give that up. But if there's another $100 million contract at Rumble just waiting for him, then potentially he's going to start considering it. I mean, he's a very wealthy guy. He doesn't necessarily need the money all at once or anything like that. And if he doesn't want to deal with the whole controversy and worry about getting censored at Spotify, he may decide to come over to Rumble. So really exciting stuff. And Chris Pavlovski, the CEO, this is his Twitter account right here, has actually pinned this video where he says, during an interview today with Bridget Fedesi, did Joe Rogan keep saying the name Rumble? And if he could, he'd be on Rumble. So we're actually going to play this. It's pretty cool.
As long as places like Rumble exist, and I think they're going to grow. I think that place is going to grow.
Yeah, I love the owners. I love them. Tulsi's on Locals now. I love
She's on Rumble.
She's on Rumble and Locals. Yeah.
I think this is one of those things where they've fucked up enough where the grip has slipped to the point where enough people are going to, first of all, we'll keep saying the name Rumble. Right, keep saying it.
Yeah.
Get people to keep going over there.
Yeah.
I'm not over there, but I certainly would be. Although somebody's probably pretending to be me there already.
All
right, so there you have it. Joe Rogan says that he would be over on Rumble if he could. Now, potentially, he has the opportunity, right? If he can sign this contract and get out of the Spotify contract, if there's some way for him to exit that, then he could potentially be joining up at Rumble. And that is the main reason, right, why this stock is popping off massively today. Now, there was a little bit of a rally in the very early morning trading. And then at 11 o'clock, when this tweet came out from Rumble, actually explaining that Joe Rogan has the opportunity to join them with a $100 million contract at 11:04, you can see CFVI stock absolutely exploded. A ton of people started searching for Rumble and CFVI. I'm sure people are using the platform who have never actually even seen it before now that they're hearing that Joe Rogan might be on a new platform. Sometime soon, hopefully, if he decides to go over. And a lot of people are probably seeing pages like this on Rumble for the very first time. Feel free to join our Rumble page. We have about 1.2 thousand subscribers right here at the moment, and we are trying to grow the page, and we do actually post quite a bit on Rumble. So feel free to join us there. In fact, you're probably watching it there. But what's been going on with Joe Rogan at Spotify? So Joe Rogan has been at Spotify for a while, and obviously he's a very valuable asset to whatever company ends up having him on their platform. He has millions and millions of fans. He's the biggest podcast in the world. Everybody wants to secure Joe Rogan for themselves, right? So Spotify isn't willing to let go of Joe, as we can see, right? There has been a big controversy around Spotify not wanting Joe to leave their platform. They're obviously not trying to censor him too much, but they are removing some of his episodes. So what's happened recently as the Spotify CEO has apologized to staff for the Joe Rogan controversy and has removed some episodes, but overall he's taking a relatively lenient stance with Joe, right? He's not censoring him to the extreme. He is putting some warnings on some of his episodes that discuss the pandemic, and he's also going to be removing some episodes potentially where Joe said some stuff that people didn't like too much, and we're going to look at what those episodes might contain, right? So the whole gist of this controversy, it really started off when Joe Rogan had some doctors on his podcast and they talked about the pandemic, the disease that's currently floating around. And a lot of people did not like what they were saying about vaccines and about the disease and decided, some artists on Spotify decided to threaten Spotify to either remove their content or remove Joe's. And it looks like Spotify at first was siding with Joe, right? They got rid of those artists' content like those artists had asked them to do, and kept Joe up, right? They did put some advisory warnings on the episodes that discussed the pandemic, but for the most part, they were in support of Joe. And now they have removed some of his episodes because on Friday, a compilation video of Joe using the N-word was shared on social media platforms. And since then, Joe Rogan has discussed what this video was. He has apologized for it, right? He said, "It looks effing horrible even to me. I know that to most people, there's no context where a white person is ever allowed to say that word, never mind publicly on a podcast. I agree with that now. I haven't said it in years." So Joe did apologize for this, and Spotify, it looks like they're going to be backing him up, right? They're not going to be getting rid of him. The Spotify CEO said, "And I want to make one point very clear. I do not believe that silencing Joe is the answer. We should have clear lines around content and take action when they are crossed, but canceling voices is a slippery slope." So all in all, it looks like Spotify realizes how valuable of an asset Joe Rogan is, but so do the new investors in Cfvi/Rumble stock, right? This stock is popping off today. It's up 40% on the day on this news that Joe Rogan might be joining this platform. Now, we've yet to see what's actually going to happen. Obviously, Joe has some friends like Bridget Fetisi who are on Rumble and who are probably talking to him now, right? They're probably texting him up and saying, "Joe, you should probably get on Rumble instead," because I'm sure that everyone has had nothing but a good experience with Rumble. At least that's been the case for me. I have loved using Rumble. It's been an incredibly useful platform and is a place where I'm not worried to actually speak my mind, right? This video is getting uploaded both to Rumble and YouTube, so I do have to watch what I say a little bit because it's going on YouTube. But if I were just uploading these videos to Rumble, I would actually be able to speak my mind a little bit more and say certain words that the YouTube algorithm might not like. So that is the case, unfortunately, for a lot of people. And Joe probably now has to watch what he's saying a little bit more on the podcast as well, since there are all kinds of things that people don't like him saying. And if you were able to move over to Rumble and did not have to worry whatsoever about censorship or anything like that, then he might come to realize that could provide a better podcasting experience. So we're going to see what he ends up doing. But all in all, Rumble stock, Cfvi, is definitely benefiting from this. I'm very glad that I picked up some shares yesterday and this morning, and we're going to see how far this ride can take us, right? If Joe actually signs on, that could be incredible, not just for the stock price, but also for the fundamentals of the underlying company. All kinds of new users could be swarming into Rumble using it for the first time, and that would definitely be very good for the underlying revenue that they're going to be generating in the future. So other than that, guys, that's what we had to discuss regarding Cfvi, Rumble, Joe Rogan, the whole thing. And if you appreciate it, feel free to subscribe to the channel, like the video, give the video a rumble if you're watching on Rumble. And keep in mind that none of this is financial advice. I'm not recommending that anyone buy or sell any shares of stock. I'm just letting you guys know some of the news and overlaying my opinion on it. So if you appreciate it, feel free to subscribe. And other than that, have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.